Welcome back to the Gun Guy Radio Product Spotlight, and we have Paul Levy, our correspondent from Brownells, on the line. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Jake. How's it going?
Well, not too bad. This is starting to become natural.
Oh, yeah. It's good to hear.
All right. Well, we're talking about the MagPul MBUS Pro sight set. So this is is this their first all-steel sight set?
Yep, this is the first all-steel sight set. They, of course, had the MBUS and then the MBUS Gen 2s, which really they've done very well with. Probably one of our most popular backup sights. Yeah, I was going to say iron sights, but no, they're not. They're not quite iron sights. And those do very well. They're a great price point on those, around $50 or so. They meet the needs of a lot of people. But they, of course, knew there was some demand for an all-steel sight, which is what they just came out with. A little hard to get right now. We do take back orders on these, but the MBUS Pro, these just came out about a month ago. I got them mounted up here on an AUG, so you can kind of get an idea of where they sit on a pick and tenny plane there. This is a
Steyr AUG. Is that yours?
Yeah, that's my personal gun. I actually bought these because it's one aspect of them is they're so low profile. You don't have to worry about the charging handle. You don't have to worry about the bolt getting in the way. It's just that small. You can charge it without racking your knuckles on the sight itself. As for the sight, they're all steel, like you mentioned, nitrided, so that finish you're not going to damage that. And the detents are very positive on these. I don't know if you could hear that over the audio, but in the down position there's a detent, and the up there's a detent. There's not a spring that keeps it held either way. So both ways it's very positive. It's not really flipping up on an accident, and it's not going to go down if you just bang it against something. Again, all steel construction. Cool little aspect of these is everything is adjustable by hand. You can adjust it. They're the front sight. Luckily, I haven't zeroed this yet, so I can mess with it all day long. But it's finger adjustable by this turret here. That's elevation, of course. And then on the rear sight, it's got windage adjustability. Again, you can do that by hand. And solid clicks, it's not mushy, which I hate to see on optics or sights of any kind. That's always a big turnoff if it just feels mushy. You know, there's no way that's accurate movement if it's all sloppy like that. Another cool aspect that I noticed when I first picked this up is the rear sight. I don't think you can see this too well, but it's serrated on the rear, so you don't get much glare there, which is a nice feature. Dual plane on this. This plane flips down to the front, so there's a larger aperture night sight. Then you have your fine aperture front. Yep.
Okay, this has been a big debate on the AR-15 podcast. What is the larger aperture for?
Oh, it's traditionally the military large aperture has been for night sights. Some people claim that it's also used for just close targets, but traditionally it's been a night sight. Or they're also, you'll see that the mark 0-02 on the traditional A2 rear sights. So that's 0 to 200 meters. So you can hit a man-sized target 0 to 200 with that aperture. But when you need a bit more finer aperture, you switch to that smaller one. And then from 2 out to whatever your effective range is of your rifle, you flip that up and you're good to go.
Okay. So we had several other things that they were supposedly for.
All right. I'll have to listen to that one because I'm kind of curious now what the other ideas were. But on the as far as the plane goes, it's the same plane as standard AR sights. So say you have a fixed front sight on your AR, you can mount the rear. It's the same plane, and it's going to co-witness with your optic here. This is an aim-point PRO. This is going to co-witness with this just fine if it's mounted on the same plane right here. So really,
they're nice tall sights when they're flipped up, but yet when you flip them down, they're very low profile.
Oh yeah, and the nice thing too about this, since the previous MBUSs were polymer, you can now mount this, of course, to a gas block, a picotated gas block. You don't have to worry about it heating up and melting your front sight base, which is not a plus. I've never seen it happen, but there's the potential there for that. And again, the fit and finish, like any MagPul product, the fit and finish is pretty impressive on them. And for iron sights, the price point's pretty sharp on them. $99.70 for the rear sight, and most rear sights you see well over 100. And the front sight here, that's $80.70 for the front sight. So you can get a set for a pretty attractive price, really.
Well, and you have the set together on your site for $169.99.
Yep.
So, like, this is going to release about 3 weeks after we record it, so it may be back in stock by then. But the thing I like about Brownells is that a lot of stuff you can back order and it comes in. As soon as you guys get it. So.
Yep, these are up for back order. They announced these. I was going to say late August, early September, and we expect to get these in stock fairly regularly now until they're just available all the time. But I think these are going to be pretty popular. They have been so far.
Well, I like that the front sight you can adjust without a tool, because I've broken 2 of those tools in the past.
Yep, and it's much easier than trying to get a bullet tip in there and trying to adjust it and fiddle around. And it's not. This is something that's not. You brush up against it. That's not turning. You got to be pretty deliberate with your actions to get that post to move. So
well, you obviously haven't seen how I operate. So
all right, I won't let you borrow any of my firearms. So.
Oh, I want to shoot that AUG. That's awesome.
You're welcome to. I'll supervise.
Is that your home defense gun?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I do need a light for it, so I'm still looking at light solutions for the AUG.
You do things in style.
Yeah, you got to.
All right. Well, if you guys want to see the MagPul Pro sight set, if you want to order a set or place a back order, go to gunguyradio.com/spotlight, and I'll have a direct link for you. Well, Paul, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
No problem. See you then.